I bleed.
Alright, what's up, y'all? This is pooG the Devil of Bleed LLC. I got Mookie the Magician online. We're gonna talk to y'all about some shit real quick. This is the pooG the Devil combos. And like we were saying, Mookie, let's get into it about this music scene in Minnesota and how this shit needs to change and how it's all fucked up. So you said you had some things to say, so I want to hear
plenty to say about the Minnesota music scene. Both positive and negative, but, let's start with the negative.
Yeah.
Because, we can go the obvious one being that talent doesn't really, determine how far you get.
Yeah.
It's more about, you can be one of the worst rappers in the world, but as long as you are connected with the right people, then you're going to always stay relevant, even though that's not necessarily how it should work.
Yeah. And we was talking about what I want to say is, when I first got into the music scene up here, which is where I'm from Minnesota, all the people that don't know that. So when I first got into the music scene, I got in the music scene with this guy named Days. And Days, good person. He was a good person to me, but terrible rapper. And he used to
he has bad taste in music in general. I wouldn't even say rap. His just whole entire thing is kind of awkward. He's awkward.
Yeah. So he was like my door into getting into the music scene. You know what I'm saying? And his uncle, Damian Bad Boy, I'll never forget him. He is the one who helped me even start a career musically. And
he's good shit. He put me on a few. He put me on a few little shows, and he's gotten me paid even. So that's good people.
Yeah, he's a good man, great man. And with Days, he used to pay a lot because he had the funds to pay for positions in his career to get him in certain positions. Like it would be, you would have, DJ Italy, pooG the Devil, Mookie the Magician would be in remember when all that shit happened at Halloween and shit, everybody started beefing with Days, and we were all in Studio B, and he was in Studio A of Skyway Theater.
Yeah, he was on the main stage with the headliners.
He was on the main stage, with the main stage with the headliners, but really didn't have no good music. And I just think shit like that is just bullshit, you know what I'm saying? And then you have, and not to kind of go off subject, but you have people that, because when we was just saying before we got on air about this shit, with people saying they don't know how to compare music. You know what I'm saying? So they'll
say you sound like somebody who don't sound anything like that person.
Well, because he was trying to say, somebody was trying to say that you sounded like, the Juggalo, that you were like a Juggalo fan base.
Yeah, people were saying that,
but
my
are you
music, I am a Juggalo as far as that goes, but as far as where my music's supposed to go, I didn't grow up listening to ICP or anybody on Psychopathic Records, and they're not influenced by anything I do.
Right.
So I would have to say, if you were to say, that's like saying Eminem is also Juggalo-esque. It's kind of, but not really.
No. Yeah, but no.
It's even saying Eminem is horrorcore when he's not. He's not.
No, he's not. And that's the problem that we face, just being different. Because people will look at you as a person and then base your music off that shit. And that shit's just weird to me. Everybody said, Mookie was saying that motherfuckers say he sounds like Tech Nine. Sounds nothing like Tech Nine. Not even a little bit. Motherfuckers listen to my shit, be like, oh, you sound like Tech Nine. I can see you on Strange Music. Not even a little bit. What the fuck?
No, not really. Other than the fact that both of y'all rap fast, there's no similarities. And I don't even rap
fast anymore. You know what I'm saying?
You don't rap fast anymore. So it's
so it's and people still say this shit. And I'd be like, obviously, you don't know what the fuck neither one of us sound like. You don't know. You just don't know what you're talking about. So it's like,
and on top of that, they'll be like, oh, you sound like Tech Nine. Oh, which album? And then they'll say an album from like 20 years ago. And I'm like, I listen to Tech Nine. I know his catalog inside and out. That's why I know I don't sound like him, because I've listened to Tech Nine my whole life, specifically designed my style around not sounding like him.
Right. Yeah. Fucking, what did I want to say to you, bro? Now, I want to talk about it so bad, but I don't want to talk about it. But lately I've been looking for Bleed LLC artists, right? And I'm glad that we had the conversation we had off air before we got on air, because now I know that even though I offered a person a position on Bleed LLC, really didn't want them there. You know what I'm saying? Especially if they're willing to be signed to trash-ass people and trash-ass rappers. It shows how much they value themselves. You know what I'm saying? And I mean,
it shows there's no authenticity in, like, a lot of people's art. Where it's like they're just riding a wave. And that's how the Minnesota scene very much is, where it's just a bunch of people trying to ride whatever wave is, popular.
Yeah, and then they hope that get them a record deal. And I think that's crazy.
Ain't hip-hop. That's not even the essence, like even an iota of the essence of what hip-hop is, which is based solely around being original.
Right. Right. Yes. It was a time when if you sounded different and came original, you got a record deal. Now this is a time of if they can compare you to somebody, you get a record deal. And
it's stupid.
This shit is
like,
crazy.
Come on now. If you want a ton of people on the same label who sound the same, like you have 5 artists rolled into one artist instead of having one artist that can do the work of 5 artists.
Right.
Whereas, like, I'm not gonna buy an album if everybody on your label sounds the same. I'm just going to pick the best one out of y'all and probably just listen to the features if the other people are on it.
Right. All right. I've been trying to find new music, and this is another problem that we have as being musicians, is that a lot of people don't have respect for the underground no more, and act like underground ain't the realest music out there, and it really is.
Legitimately, once again, the basis of hip-hop. If you're a mainstream hip-hop artist, though, that's the oxymoron. Those two do not go together, because hip-hop was never a mainstream genre.
Right. Yes. See, now we getting somewhere. You know what I'm saying? I think that at the end of the day, I'm not working with nobody that's like a fucking doppelganger of anybody, bro. Like I'm just not. Like that shit is over with. If you have an ad lib that sounds too similar to a motherfucker's bar, you're not getting no play from pooG.
Unless you point out that it's an homage to somebody and you're doing it on purpose, which I've done a bunch where I'm like, in this new track I'm doing, I said the first 4 bars I said pretty much built up to, I couldn't see them coming down my eyes, so now I gotta make this song cry, which is, a nod at Jay-Z.
Okay, yeah. But
at no point was I didn't copy Jay-Z's flow. You wouldn't have even known that I was doing that Jay-Z flow until I said the words "song cry."
Right. Yeah.
A lot of people need to.
These copycat ass motherfuckers is just because it's getting bad, bro. You got all of this sing rap shit, and you got all of this. Like, it's just getting bad.
Yeah, I'm like, and then you got that whole thing in Minnesota. They got this weird hard-on for rappers who rap fast. And I'm like, now you got a bunch of, like, half-assed, terrible rappers who are just attempting to rap fast when there are so many other ways you can approach hip-hop. Where it's like, if you rap fast, you're good. I'm like, nah, if you rap fast, you're good to people who don't listen. Hip-hop is specifically the only genre of music where you kind of have to listen to the lyrics.
Yeah. Yeah, you're making a good point right now. I was talking.
One of the bases of why hip hop is so influential because the only genre of music where the lyrics are legitimately the powerhouse to the music. You can have whack beats. Like back in the 90s, not all the beats sounded the same and all the rappers sounded different, and now it's completely it's split. Where if you're a good producer, all of a sudden you're one of the best hip hop artists, but you can't rap a single bar.
Yeah. Yeah, I was talking to this guy in here, right, not too long ago, and he was like, yeah, man, I'm going to get out and I'm going to do this music shit, man, and I'm going to give it 5 years of my life. If I don't blow up for 5 years, then I'm going to just consider it not being for me. And I'm like, man, what the fuck are you talking about? Are you serious? I'm like, 5 years is just the beginning of understanding how the music scene's supposed to go and understand how the music business is supposed to go. That's not even long enough for you to do it.
It might be 5 years before you even find the second artist that you even want to fuck with.
Yeah, it might be 5 years before you even find your own swag musically. You know what I'm saying? To actually have your own voice and your own sound and know your plugins and understand everything about how you want to move. And I'm like, dude, then you got to think about where you go and where you sell to your demographic to, because you could, certain places, they don't even care about what you're saying. They just want to hear how it sounds. Other places, they want to hear what you're saying. Other places, they want to know what your beats sound like. Other places, they want to hear some hypey shit. Other places want to hear some slow shit.
And then there are some places where it doesn't even matter if you're a good artist. If you can perform well, that is all they care about.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I forgot all about that.
I was a dope rapper for about 3 years. It wasn't until I met you that my stage show improved a ton to where now I am a complete artist. And that's because I saw you and I'm like, oh, he's dancing on stage, he's putting on a show, interacting with a crowd a certain way, has theatrics, and he's using all the breaks in his music to actually, progress a show forward instead of just standing there waiting, like how a lot of people do now, where it's like, I was at a show once and I was sitting there rapping my verse and I'm plugged into an aux cord and my phone falls out of the aux cord, so it goes dead silent. Any other artist would have folded under that pressure, and I just literally started freestyling until I picked my phone up, plugged it back in, pressed play, and just started rapping from the spot after that.
Remaining.
No, actually, that's dope.
Stage presence is also a thing, because if you're a great rapper, it won't matter if you have terrible stage presence.
Yeah. Yeah, that's actually real. That's very true. And shit, this phone finna hang up, man. It's pooG the Devil, Moogie the Magician, Lead LLT. Y'all, I hope y'all had a good time.
Sure.
Thank you for using
Bleed.